You still haven't booked your summer vacation? Lucky for you, there are incredible last-minute summer cruise deals to Europe, Alaska, and the Caribbean for as low as $100 per person per day. These insane June through August deals are real, but only if you know where to look. We're about to show you exactly how to find them before they're gone.
Hey, this is Mark,
This is Monica.
and we've been traveling the world for the last 2+ years, and we're excited to share these amazing summer deals with you and get your summer squared away with an incredible adventure or two. Let's jump into Alaskan cruise deals, and then we'll get to amazing Caribbean deals, and finally we'll end with our European and Mediterranean cruise deals. Alaska is an amazing place to take a cruise, especially over the summer. It's peak season, the weather is at its best. You've got wildlife, you got scenery, you really have it all on Alaskan cruise. Let's start with Norwegian Cruise Lines. And this is on the Norwegian Joy. It's a 10-day cruise, so you get a little extra time instead of just a week. What I like about this one is you start in Seattle, so really easy to get to. You finish in Seattle. You're going to go to Juneau, Skagway, Icy Point, Sitka, Ketchikan, even hit Victoria, BC. So you hit a lot of great stops along the way. And don't forget, just the cruising alone can be pretty spectacular. Let's talk pricing. On all of the deals I share with you here, the pricing is per person, per day, double occupancy. That's going to include your cruise fare, your port fees, your taxes, and yes, I also included tips per person per day. So for two of you, you would just double the number you see there on the inside cabin, 123 times 2, you're in, that's your cabin. If you want a higher deck or if you want to be more in the middle, sometimes it'll cost a little bit more. And most of these ships also have suites available, so you've got a lot of flexibility and other dates as well. Check this out though, a balcony per person per day, just $188. And remember with cruising, right, your transportation, your food, your entertainment, it really gets close to an all-inclusive vacation. Then if you want, you can always add on things like Wi-Fi or specialty dining, but you don't have to. Those things are optional.
When you're talking Alaska, it's hard to beat Princess. They've been sailing there for about 50 years, and they have great programs. This is a very unique one out of San Francisco. It goes in and out of San Francisco 11 days, perhaps making it most convenient for people on the West Coast. A lot of the same ports that we'll see here, Ketchikan, Endicott Arm, Juneau, Sitka, and then a stop in beautiful BC in Victoria. So inside cabin, $130 per person per day. Balcony, $203. We'd recommend a balcony for Alaska because the scenery is so amazing.
That's probably worth the splurge if you normally do inside or even ocean view, just because, the scenery is incredible. Glaciers and fjords. So a lot of scenic cruising as well that you don't want to miss out on. It's pretty special to be on your balcony, maybe have breakfast delivered and be going into one of these, like Tracy Arm, we've done that where we have breakfast delivered to the room. We're out on the balcony. It's pretty incredible.
Glaciers calving into the water.
Yeah, so let's go ahead, Royal Caribbean. And what we try to do here is have a real nice cross-section of the favorite cruise lines. And this one being Royal Caribbean, Serenade of the Seas. This is a week long, your straightforward 7-day in and out of Vancouver. Spend a little extra time at the beginning or the end of Vancouver, which is an incredible city. And you're going to get a nice amount of cruising with this one along the inside passage. You're going to get Tracy Arm.
Hubbard Glacier.
This is a unique opportunity to see that, as well as some stops in Sitka, Juneau, Ketchikan, and then you'll end up in Vancouver. And look at the balcony on this one, just $218 per person per day.
Royal Caribbean, Quantum of the Seas, which we've done, I think, at least once. So a 7-day Alaska cruise going out of Seattle on a loop. So a lot of the same ports, Skagway, Victoria, Juneau. That's $154 for an inside cabin and $224 for a balcony per person per day.
Pretty amazing still, even though we're last minute here, you can see there's still some incredible offers. And by the way, in cruises, if you want, you can add Wi-Fi, you can add specialty dining, excursions, but you don't have to. There's a lot of ways that we share in our channel to save money. We put some links down below to show you how to save money on your excursions. A lot of times you can buy packages from the cruise lines at significant discounts ahead of time. Let's go to Celebrity, one of the most popular cruise lines in our channel. This one is the Celebrity Summit. It's in the beautiful Solstice class of ships, that perfect size, that intermediate size without being overwhelming. This is a 7-day, week long. This one's interesting. You actually start in Anchorage on June 27th and you'll finish on July 4th, Independence Day in Vancouver. So you can celebrate Independence Day in Canada. So your balcony cabin is under $200 per person per day, which is amazing. But look where you get to go. Once again, Hubbard Glacier, which can be quite special. But you get Juneau, Skagway, Icy Straight Point. This is a really cool cruise that you may want to consider. Under $200 per person per day on the balcony. Now, I do want to also cover sometimes, those of you out there, you know who you are. You want to be 5-star every step of the way. Silver Sea is an excellent choice for 5-star cruising. Small ships, 5-star experience. Yes, it's going to cost a lot more, pricing from about $500 per person per day. If you want that 5-star small ship, white glove service the entire way, then this may be a consideration for all of you. Incredible itineraries. Sometimes they can get into smaller places as well. Haynes on their Lawak, a 7-day leaving in June. Speaking of luxurious cruises.
Yep. Viking Orion is a ship we know well, having done it twice in Asia. So now they're in Alaska doing this 10-day cruise out of Anchorage. The ends in Vancouver. So another one-way cruise. It hits a lot of the great places. Sitka, Valdez, Alaska. You don't see that a lot on itineraries. Icy Strait Point, Skagway, Ketchikan. Balcony pricing, not the cheapest, but for what you get, $667 is a deal.
A lot is included on Viking. It's pretty much all inclusive for the most part. You're not going to spend extra for specialty dining or Wi-Fi. So again, not inexpensive by any means, but those of you who want to be small ship cruising under 1,000 passengers in someplace very special, maybe that's the time for the splurge. All right, let's move on to the Caribbean. The Caribbean seems quintessential in the summer with the sun. So let's talk about what you can do in the Caribbean. We've got pretty incredible deals for the Caribbean. By the way, I know some of you listening are solo travelers. All of these pricing are based on per person per day, double occupancy, but there definitely are some amazing deals as well for solo travelers. A little bit later in the video, I'll share information on how we can get specific pricing for you if you are a solo traveler. Let's talk about MSC. This is the Seascape, one of their newish ships. It's a large ship. It starts in Miami, ends in Miami. You can see where it's going there on the screen, but I want to point you to the balcony pricing. Under $150 per person per day. That's pretty amazing. On inside cabin, almost down to $100 per person per day. But think about the Yacht Club. MSC has these amazing Yacht Club experiences on their newer ships. And this is like the ship within a ship. It's the suite experience. It's the butler. It's the concierge. You are taken care of every step of the way. Dedicated dining room. You name it. So many amazing perks. So if you want to splurge on a suite, MSC might be the place to do it. Speaking of MSC, this is the brand new
World America. So it's the first ship that MSC has purpose-built for the North American market. So here's a 7-day Caribbean cruise going out of Miami, and we're hitting places like Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas.
And once again, the Yacht Club. I point you towards that because I just think if you're going to splurge, this is it. I know this is not inexpensive, still a deal for Yacht Club when you're just about $580 per person per day, and it includes a lot, including, in this case, Wi-Fi, your dining in the Yacht Club, and a whole bunch of other things, ship within a ship. But if you're looking at balcony, look at that, under $200 per person per day, including gratuities. All you have to add on top of that is maybe excursions. A lot of times you can walk off the ship, go to a beach, but you may want to do a little specialty dining or add some Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have to be that much more than what you. Carnival can be a great way to do it if you're coming from the West Coast. Instead of maybe into the Caribbean, you can go on the other side and go down into Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, La Paz, Cabo. All great stops along the way, but I wanted to make sure that those of you who just didn't want to go a long distance or didn't want to have to fly and you're on the West Coast, this can be a great choice. Balcony, under $200 per person per day.
Here's an itinerary on the Enchanted Princess in the Western Caribbean. This is a 7-day itinerary out of and back into Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It goes to places like Cozumel, Roatan. You can do some nice scuba diving or snorkeling there. Honduras, Belize City, and Costa Maya, Mexico.
Under $200 per person per day. Your balcony is $185. Now, Royal Caribbean, one of their great ships, the Harmony of the Seas. This one, I wanted to have something out of Galveston. So for those of you who don't want to go west, don't want to go east, maybe you're in the center of the country, you're in Texas, like we've been, Galveston will be a great choice for you. This is an 8-day cruise, 7 nights. Again, under $200 per person per day. Notice the Caribbean is very competitive. There's so many ships down there. The prices are pretty spectacular. Bahamas, Cozumel, Costa Maya. And if you want to do a suite, again, this one's under $500 per person per day. And suites are really nice on Royal Caribbean. And the Harmony of the Seas is part of their Oasis class of ships, the legendary class. It is the predecessor to the Icon class, but it's all the inspirations. So much to do on board. And by the way, you also get Perfect Day at Coco Cay is included in this one as well. And that alone is a highlight of this trip.
Speaking of Icon, we have Icon of the Seas, the OG 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise. Inside cabin, $275 per person per day. A balcony, under $400 per person per day. In and out of Miami and going to St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then another perfect day at Coco Cay.
What I liked about this one, I was really on the hunt for a great deal on Icon because look, it's a brand new ship. Everybody wants to be on it. Finding something under $400 per person per day, not always easy, especially last minute. but this is one of the best deals that I found. There are other itineraries too in and around these dates. If you're interested, this one's in June. So there's still some availability, but these kind of ships are going to be full by the time they sail. So don't wait too long. Make sure you get this booked up and squared away. Speaking of amazing ships, the Celebrity Beyond is in the Edge class, but it's got enhanced Edge class series of ships. You had Edge and then Apex, and now they've moved on to Beyond, Ascend, the Excel. We're actually going to be on this ship, very similar itinerary. In fact, this exact itinerary.
End of June. I don't know I think it may be, but end of June, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's going to be a great ship, a great cruise. Under $200 per day per person on a balcony, inside down to $156. And this one goes in and out of Miami. Super simple, but incredible ship. Get yourself on this one for sure.
Norwegian Aqua. This is the 7-day Eastern Caribbean cruise. This one goes in and out of Orlando. If you play your cards, you can do a little Disney before this cruise, or maybe after, or both. So this one goes to Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, Tortola, British Virgin Islands, and the Bahamas, Great Stirrup Key.
Yeah, you see the pricing there on the screen, also very compelling deal. And Norwegian, this is one of their newest ships, the Aqua. So pretty cool to be on. I think at this point it is their newest ship because they have the Luna coming up soon. But you're going to get yourself on really the newest hardware that's out there with Norwegian. The reviews so far have been very positive. How about spending your summer on vacation? This is it. In the Mediterranean, in Europe. Pretty amazing. We even have some Northern European stops if you want to have a little cooler weather. Any of these cruises will be a spectacular time. You can spend time before or after the cruise exploring any part of Europe. Speaking of the Norwegian Viva, one of the newer ships in the fleet for Norwegian Cruise Lines, this is into and out of Athens, which internationally is easy to get to from a number of different airports in the US. It won't be difficult. You can even fly direct or an easy connection. This one, balcony, $202 per person per night with gratuities, by the way. Inside down to $166. Look at these amazing stops. You pretty much have a Greek island cruise here, along with Turkey. You get Istanbul, you get Ephesus. So an amazing set of stops here over 10 days.
In addition to Santorini and Mykonos, you also get Crete and the beautiful island of Rhodos in Greece.
Yeah, the 10 days makes a difference. So you're not rushing around that much. Here's the Norwegian Epic, which is a ship that we've been on. This one's an unusual ship for Norwegian because it was a one-time build. It's a cool ship. It's got a lot of great experience. It's probably not the perfect design, which is why they only did one of these, but that a lot of times means there's some really nice deals.
Good deals. That's right. The Epic goes in and out of Rome, and then you get to go places like Athens, Mykonos, Santorini, Malta, which is a very nice place to visit, Sicily and Naples and Florence in Italy before heading back to Rome.
And like we promised, just because it's the Epic, the pricing is great and a really nice experience. So think about it relative to the value and this kind of itinerary. Greece, Italy, another new Norwegian ship, the Prima, 11 days. This one is interesting because I know some of you would love to go north. Maybe you don't want all the heat in the summer. Yeah, summer in Europe is hot, especially in the Mediterranean. It's going to be busy. This may be your alternative. Leave out of London, easy to get to from anywhere. And go to Brussels, go to Amsterdam, amazing city, and then get yourself a Norwegian cruise. So those of you thinking maybe Alaska, but you want to get to Europe, maybe this is the perfect one to go with. And what's really cool about this is you end up in Iceland. So you get a little bit of Europe, you get a Norway cruise, and then you actually get to Iceland in the summer. This is amazing.
And what I would say is this is the most expensive part of Europe, but not when you're staying on a cruise ship. Advantage of being on a cruise ship and not having to pay those high hotel prices.
Honestly, once we were in Norway, I think it was like 10 or 15 years ago, and a pizza was $50. I don't even know what a pizza would be now in Norway, but that is a huge advantage, right? You can eat a lot on the ship, explore when you're off, and check out the pricing, under $200 a day per person on a balcony, and even some pretty great suite deals as well.
A Celebrity Equinox 9-day Western Mediterranean cruise. This one goes from Rome to Barcelona, and we stop at places like Naples, La Spezia, which is not only the gateway to Florence, but also the gateway to Cinque Terre, Portofino in Italy, a beautiful port, Villefranche near Nice in France, in the south of France, Marseille, and then on to Barcelona. So great itinerary.
Plus, you get to start in Rome and in Barcelona. You can put together an amazing trip here.
$183 per person per day for a balcony.
AquaClass 2 for $200. We did a video in our channel. We'll link down below on the Celebrity Apex recently in AquaClass. And AquaClass gets you your own dining room and some other enhanced benefits for not that much more. It may be worth considering if there's still availability. By the way, I know depending upon when you're watching these, some of these could book up. So don't wait too long. Speaking of Celebrity Ascent, their newest ship that's out there now. So get on the newest ship Celebrity has. It's a 9-day Mediterranean. It's a Greek Isles cruise out of Barcelona, ending up in Rome on the Ascent, Edge class ship with enhancements and improvements. And still quite reasonable, $250 or so for the balcony per person per day. And you get yourself on the Celebrity Ascent. By the way, if you want deals like this and a whole bunch of others, we do offer free quotes. We can answer your questions. We always offer you special perks, amenities, even onboard credit. We've got a link there on the screen. I'll put it in the details down below. More than happy to work with you and help you get onto one of these or anything else that you may be considering for this summer or beyond.
Here is Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas on a 7-day Western Mediterranean cruise. This one goes from Barcelona and back to Barcelona while visiting great places like Mallorca, Marseille in the south of France, La Spezia in Italy, Rome, and then Naples down near Sicily.
The Allure of the Seas recently came out of dry dock, so it's got some updates, improvements, enhancements. It's probably really shiny right now. This might be the time to do it. Pricing is great. In fact, we're going to be on the Allure. I think we're doing a transatlantic on the Allure in the fall of 2026, if I recall. So we're excited to be on it. You guys can get onto it first. Please keep it in good condition for us when we go ahead and take it in the fall.
Allure of the Seas again. This is a 7-day Western Mediterranean cruise, August 10th. So this one goes in and out of Barcelona and hits Mallorca, Florence, Rome, and Naples.
Yeah, under $300 per person per day. Pretty nice deal. Don't forget, on Mediterranean cruises, you're going to be busy. Most of the time, you have port days virtually every day, but typically you can work in a sea day or two. It's really nice during the cruise. So that typically you'll see that on itineraries. Now, this is a really nice one on Princess, the Sky Princess, 15 days. I know a lot of you really want to see the British Isles. How about do the British Isles and a Norway cruise at the same time? You can go into and out of London, so super easy, into Heathrow. But you get Scotland, you get the Norwegian fjords, you get the Norwegian coast. Really amazing. And the pricing on this one is pretty unreal. Hopefully these are still available when you're looking, but even if it's a bit more, it's totally worth it. And this is June, so it just goes to show you there are still some great last minute deals. So check this one out for sure. Also, Azamara, one of our favorite cruise lines for small ship cruising, no more than 700 people, really a little bit less on board. So really special way to do it. Their pricing is usually pretty expensive, but I've noticed they got some really nice deals. This is not the only one. I just wanted to pick one so you could see it. Out of Venice, ends up in Athens, so easy to get to Venice for a few days before. It'll be very busy, just understand that, but you can have a great time there. This is really cool because you get Slovenia, you get Croatia, you get the Greek Isles. It's 11 days, so it's not super rushed. And balcony cabins under $300 per person per day. Pretty special when it comes to Azamara, and a lot is included on Azamara. Really pretty much everything except for excursions, and you're not fighting with crowds at all on the ship. Like I mentioned, under 700 people.
Yeah, I would say this is an astounding price for an 11-day journey in the middle of summertime. Now we have Holland America, the new Statendam, their second newest ship, 14-day Northern European itinerary, going out of Rotterdam, coming back into Rotterdam, and you will cruise the Norwegian fjords, the Lofoten Islands, some British Isles like Shetland Island, Inverness, Edinburgh, and Scotland, hit Dover, the White Cliffs, and coming back into Rotterdam.
These videos are some of the hardest things to do because as we put these together, we just see cruise after cruise that we want to go. So you see stuff like this, wow, places we haven't been, you just want to be on there. And by the way, Rotterdam, easy in and out from Amsterdam. I think
Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
like
the most
45
convenient.
minutes from Amsterdam.
Let's go ahead with Virgin Voyage, one of our favorite cruise lines, because virtually everything is included. Your Wi-Fi, your tips, your specialty, all the restaurants are included. And it's just a great experience. They have great shows, just super great crew. The food is super high standards. So a lot is included for the price. This one is an 11-day Resilient Lady. They're all great. We've been on all three. Looking forward to the Brilliant Lady coming out. We'll be on that one next year. In and out of Athens, so super easy. Balcony, about $200 per person per day. Remember, virtually everything is covered. And if you can swing it, think about doing Rockstar Suites. Under $500 per person per day. The Rockstar experience is really special on Virgin Voyages. So if you want to splurge, you want to get to Europe, this might be the one to do on Virgin Voyages. There's still time. There's still availability. The deals are there, but they're all going to book up quickly. So let the cruise line pick your cabin, make sure you got all your ducks in a row, but get it booked, and then go ahead and start the planning, which is really where the real fun starts to happen. By the way, we would really appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up. Would love for you to subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Most people that watch our videos, they don't subscribe to the channel. It's free, and it would help us a lot. And if you want to grab this free downloadable to save money on your next adventure, that's available for you as well.
We'll see you out there.
See you out there and have an amazing summer.